Hello, my name's Kelly and I'm here with what I hope is going to be a very quick review of The Selection by Kiera. I say very quick because I have to go to work in about half an hour, so let's hope I don't make any mistakes. The Selection is the first book in the Selection trilogy, which is being described as a cross between The Bachelor and Hunger Games. I don't really fully agree with that comparison apart from the Bachelor part, because although this is dystopian, it doesn't have the teeth of the Hunger Games, that's for sure. It follows the story of a girl called America, who is a Caste 5 subject in the Kingdom of Ilia, once America. Basically, this world is divided into 8 castes. Caste 1 is the royalty and clergy, Caste 2 are all the celebrities. I haven't got them all memorised, but basically the castes don't mix, and Caste 5 America has fallen in love with Aston, who is a Caste 6, basically waitstaff. As it is very difficult to move up in caste, all the subjects are pinning their hopes on something called the Selection. The Selection is basically The Bachelor. It's a chance for 35 women chosen in a lottery to compete to win the affections of Prince Maxon and marry him, which will make them an automatic 1. Since she's already found her prince, America has no interest in the Selection, but her mum is harping on at her to at least submit an application. She may not even be chosen. Of course she submits her application, and naturally she is chosen as one of the 35. That makes her an instant Caste 3, puts her even higher above Aspen, but by then certain things have gone down between the two of them, and she begins to see this curse of the Selection as more of an opportunity to put some space between them and recover. She becomes determined to last out the competition as long as possible, to do right by her family who are receiving financial compensation in her absence, and just to give herself some more space. In the meantime, however, she meets Prince Maxon. Although she's honest with him at first about not wanting anything really to do with him in that sense, she offers to be his friend, and that's where their relationship begins and takes off. So there you have the basic plot, and I have to say I was really looking forward to reading this story. It sounded a bit too clever for its own good, but once I started reading it, the promise of the premise was not really delivered in the writing or the storytelling. It wasn't quite as clever as I hoped and or feared. I'm not sure. All I know is I was a little bit disappointed in this. The romance, first between America and Aspen, there's passion there, but I didn't like him. And then between America and Maxon, first off, I hate the name Maxon. Prince Maxon. I don't like it. Don't ask me why, but I don't like it. And there was no chemistry between the two of them. Zero. And America started to annoy me as well, because while she was decisive and knew what she wanted in the beginning, and that was what was so appealing about her as a character, she begins to get a bit wishy-washy and can't decide what she wants, and I don't really have much patience for that. She is inherently a good person though, so I don't dislike her, but there were parts where she annoyed me, especially when she starts to get annoyed that Maxon is spending time with the other candidates of the Selection. And that's the whole point of the Selection, and she's already pretty much spent all her time pushing him away, so you can't have it both ways. Considering this is a dystopian, I thought there was really insufficient world building. I did like the inclusion of the castes, but I don't understand why they are the way they are. And I also don't understand the reason for the rebel attacks. And also the rebel attacks seem pretty incompetent. It's really difficult to feel like the peril when the rebel attacks can be seen through by just hiding in a cellar or pulling a metal shutter over the windows. We need something with more grit than that. The dystopian we read these days has children and puppies dying, you know, the taboos are being broken here, and this doesn't deliver any true danger for me. It really is kind of, I guess, what I should have expected it to be from the Bachelor reference. It's kind of fluffy, but again, I don't find it very romantic because I don't like the romantic pairings in it. Basically, I think I like the covers most of all, and there is some good dialogue. I like the friendship that America forms with another one of the candidates. And I like the selection process. Those are the bits I like the most, but I find that Kiera shies away from giving us that. If you're going to give us something kind of light and fluffy, then give us the gossip. Show us the dates that Prince Maxim is going on with the other girls. We see the cat fights, but we only ever hear about their dates with him from themselves after the fact, and they could well be exaggerating, as I think a lot of them are doing in this anyway, so it's kind of, unreliable narration. In my written review of this book, I've given it 3.5 stars out of 5, and it was really entertaining, so if that's what you're looking for, you will find it here in spades. I just didn't find it as clever as I was expecting, and once I let go of that expectation, I enjoyed it much more. Once I stopped thinking, wow, with this amazing premise there's got to be some social commentary, I enjoyed it much more. I do, however, think that both romantic relationships are severely lacking, and that's kind of worrying, because while aspects of plot and world development can be ironed out in the second book, she's got a long way to go to make me root for either of these two men. I don't like Aspen, but Maxon is a nice guy. I just wish he wouldn't say "my dear." What is with that "my dear" thing? He sounds like an old man. But he's a nice guy. I just find him a little bit lackluster and tepid, and I want to feel passionate about my romantic pairings. At the end of the day, though, I think it was a really neat idea pairing The Bachelor with a dystopian world, and there were lots of things to enjoy in this book. And it wasn't too long. I quite enjoyed the pared down writing, so I think most people who read this are going to be pretty entertained. If you're not, you've still got a really gorgeous new book on your shelf. So that was my review, and I'm off to work now. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have anything to add, any questions to ask, please put them below. I'd really like to start getting into conversations with people. That's the whole point of this channel, but as you will know if you're a booktuber, it's quite slow going at the beginning, so please help me out. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. And that's been said by people who thought this one was even better than I do, so... Doshio. Sorry, that was Japanese.